Good morning. Good morning. It's Coach D. Anthony with today's segment of Morning Minutes with Coach D. Before we get started today, I want to just apologize briefly for the lighting. Hopefully, you can see me okay. I have this bright light shining through today. When I first started these Morning Minute segments, I envisioned perhaps having an early morning discussion. Early morning hasn't quite worked out that way, so sometimes they're a little later given what the morning brings. Uh, when you're a single dad, it doesn't always work out. Your timing doesn't always work out quite the way that you anticipate. So there's that. But also, um, in terms of the weather, sometimes it's dreary, sometimes it's bright. So this morning it's a bit bright with the sun coming in through the window. And even though I have some secondary lighting going, it is not making much of a difference. So I think the lighting's okay, but in case it's a bit of a struggle to see me if I'm dark in certain areas and light in other areas, apologies. However, as I thought about changing it out, I thought, wait a minute. If you think about it, dealing with whatever the day brings you, dealing with the dreariness and the bright sunshine as it comes, that's really a perfect metaphor for life, isn't it? And a pretty good metaphor for grief. Because as we're in grief and as we're trying to get to that space where we can begin to heal, where we can recover, that's what it's really all about. Learning how to be able to deal with what the day brings you, the dreariness, the pain. How do we carry that in a better way? How can we manage that and navigate that better? In the days of bright sun as they come. And for many, even dealing with the guilt that comes from that. How can I be happy if my loved one's not here anymore? So I think it's a perfect metaphor. So today, what we're going to talk about, though, is we're going to talk about the holidays and the fact that this is such a painful struggle for so many of us. Because, think about it. As this time of the year starts to come around, you know, certainly as you get into November, for some, starting before Halloween, if the person lost is a young child. But definitely as we're into this time and we're getting closer and closer to Thanksgiving, with Christmas just around the corner from there and then New Year's to come. And seemingly the whole world is moving on and they don't seem to have a care in the world. And everybody's talking about family and happiness and gifts and all of this stuff. Even the people around you, in some cases, you're frustrated. You just don't understand how people can seemingly have moved on. And so this time of the year is a real struggle for many as they deal with the hurtful feelings and the weight that they're carrying and whatever guilt that they're carrying against the juxtaposition of seeing how happy and free everybody else seems to be. And then there's the part about not wanting people to see just how affected you are, how devastated you are, or perhaps not wanting your loved ones to worry about you. So you're wearing the mask that you wear every day needs to be even more set in place this time of the year. Or perhaps your go-to move is to avoid, is to just say that you prefer to be alone, or to struggle to make those connections with the people around you so much that maybe at this point you're not even being invited. There are people here within Stronger Than Grief that touch that are experiencing any and all of those different things, and it only gets exaggerated during the holidays. So you know me, and you know enough about what my message is, that you know that what I have to tell you is there is always something that you can do. There is always change that you can make. You can always carry things in a different way. In fact, quick story, I was watching one of my favorite shows, a recorded copy of Bull just last night. And I love the show. He plays a, a doctor who understands people and their psychology and how to read different types of people, their tics, and what their approach to decisions are, so that he can help build juries that are more likely to come to the conclusion that they need for that particular court case. So anyway, I love the show because it touches on so much of how people engage and interact and learn and things of that nature. So I actually pick up some pretty valuable insights from the show. But yesterday, he told someone basically that they couldn't help what they did because essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, you are who you are, and you can only do what you do. And I'm sitting there talking to the TV and said, "No, don't say that. That's a load of bull." You know, uh, the reality is there are always steps that we can take. There are always things that we can do, because it's never just about what the incident was. It's also about how we carry it from there. And in terms of how we carry things from there, there are always steps that we can take. So it's always up to us whether we ultimately lighten the load or make our load heavier. And it's not a matter of if we want to do it, we're already doing it. One way or the other, we're already doing it. It's just in not knowing how to control it and how to manage it. Most times, sadly, we are making our loads heavier. So I want to encourage you to take some steps forward during this holiday season. And to help with that, I've included the link for an article that I wrote. Is actually part one of the article, An Empty Chair for the Holidays. And it talks to this topic and offers a few suggestions of things that you can do both before the holiday even gets here. So in the days before, which is really starting now, there are things that you can do. There are some steps that you can take to begin to ease some of the tension and change the way that you're carrying it, so that you'll change your experiences on the actual holidays themselves. So if this resonates with you, if this is a time of the year that you have had serious problems, go ahead and drop a quick note that, yep, that's me, or I've had problems here. Or maybe you can indicate one or two of the issues that you've had problems with, and I'll be happy to respond below. Let me remind you that because Stronger Than Grief is a closed group, if any comments that you leave here, any questions that you leave here, will only be seen by members of the group. Okay, so this is a safe space. So if there are things that you've struggled with in the past, and even more importantly, if you are continuing to struggle now, if this is real and a right on time message for you because you're coming into this and you are having a really difficult time, let's see what we can do to help you out a little bit. In fact, if you are having serious problems with this, if this is really a devastating time of year for you, I even extend the opportunity for you to reach out directly to me. Go ahead and message me, and we can have a quick chat and see specifically what I can offer you in terms of some quick additional suggestions in terms of your particular situation to help you manage this and navigate this in a much better way. In fact, what I'll do if you do reach out, if this has been a serious struggle, I have one main recommendation or tool that I've worked with my clients over the years to handle this specific situation of milestones and holidays, which has been very successful. So I will walk through that with you in that quick chat if you have an interest, if you'd like to do that. And I'm pretty sure that that will make a significant dent in the weight and the stress and the pain that you've been carrying through these holidays or through past holidays. And we'll begin to turn things around for this holiday season for you. Okay? So, first and foremost, go ahead and be sure to, once this is done, once we're done here, click the link and read An Empty Chair for the Holidays Part 1. Check out the suggestions. Let me know what you think. And also, any questions that you have or any experiences that you want to share and perhaps get a comment on, by all means, share those below as well. All right, so let's see what we can do to help you begin to turn some of this around and make this nowhere near as painful a holiday season for you. So let's give you some new insights and tools and techniques to work with. All right, how's that sound? In the meantime, thanks for joining, and here's wishing you your very best possible day and your very best possible holiday season. Talk to you soon.